everybody. This is Diana, and we're going to talk a little bit about the alien agenda, primarily the reptilian agenda.
Right. We have gone to many conferences, and we have talked to a lot of people who say that they've had contact with reptilians. So we decided that we should look into this, and we started reading as many books as we could, talking to people, searching for pictures that they've drawn of what they've seen. And it's pretty much the same, although there are many different types of aliens, the reptilians that people have seen. And if you go on our website, you can see some of these pictures.
When you say contact, do you mean contact as in the good sense? Or
Well, most reptilian contact is not good. It's more of an abduction. I would say 99% of the people who have had abductions with the reptilians have had terrible things done with them. And a lot of the people have said that the reptilians seem to feed off their fear or sexual feelings. And most of the people have said that they've been probed, they've been physically, mentally hurt by the reptilians. And this is very upsetting to me because I don't feel this is right.
Right, I agree. And when I read this stuff or we talk about it, I get all upset because I don't like how they're treating people. And they seem to, the people who are these things are happening to think they can't get out of this, and we know different.
where are they getting this information that they can't do anything about this?
Well, they
are
talk
they
to
being fed this?
Most of them are going to psychiatrists or psychologists, and they're telling them that they have to learn how to live with it because there's no way out.
Also, a lot of the reptilians tell them that they agreed to this before they came here and there's nothing they can do about it. Well, I'm sorry, but even if you agreed to this, why does it have to happen to you now if you don't want it?
Right. And there are ways to get rid of these guys. And that's through God's help. And you have to stand firm with these guys because they're not going to want to let go. They got you already. And it's going to be a battle. But we're talking about using the light of the Creator, which is a part of our soul and part of us. And we talk about this in a booklet online, you know, how to refuse alien abduction, and using God's light, because that's what it is. He's within us, and we can use it to protect ourselves. And you're using it through your mind's eye and surrounding yourself with this light. And the light's either wonderful, bright, shining white light, or it can be a golden, silvery light. That's just wonderfully great. That's God's light.
I would like to say also that not all reptilians are evil or do abducting. There are a few that I've heard about, and they do not abduct, they do not harm you, they do not experiment on you, they do not force you into sexual experiences. But the negative reptilians are, from what we've studied, seem to head the Greys.
So you're saying they're the leaders over the Greys?
It seems to be that way, that they can tell the Greys what to do. And the reptilians aren't that far up on this. A lot of people call it a hierarchy. They also have the shadows that they work with.
They have to answer to the shadows.
Shadow beings?
Shadow beings. Yeah, Heidi Hollis talks about that in her book. And then there's Satan's over them. But if you see a shadow, if you want to call them a devil or a demon, that's what they are. That's what we believe they are, or I believe they are.
When most people talk about abductions, they usually talk about the large head, large-eyed Greys. So they're usually the ones in the bedrooms and stuff like that.
Right. In one of the books I read, the gentleman called them bug people. They infestate planets and take over. But they're the ones who do most people see. What they don't see sometimes is there could be a reptilian right in the same room with them
Standing behind
and observing.
and observing what's going on.
Well, let's kind of go to the beginning. You talk about grays and aliens and shadow beings and Satan over all of them. Why are these entities here? What do they want with this planet and with the people? Why are they here?
You know, that's a very, very interesting question. And I think that they are great liars. I think that they have lied so often to people that it's not really clear what their agenda is. But my personal opinion is I think they're here to take over the planet. But they have lied to the people that they've been abducting all along. And many of the Greys talk about making hybrid children. I'm sorry, but that's playing with nature, and that's not the correct thing to do.
It's been said, I've read and heard that they tampered with our DNA many, many millennia ago. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
According to what we've studied and the aliens that we have contact with, that thousands of years ago that they did come, the reptilians and the Greys have come to the planet, manipulated our DNA. And I'm sorry, but I don't think it's right. Just as I do not feel it's right for us to be doing such a thing as manipulating the DNA or trying to create life. And I'm sorry, it's just not right for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
You're talking about cloning, right? This whole cloning.
Cloning
scenario.
and where they get the soul from. Mm-hmm. That's my number one question. If they clone someone, where did they get the soul from?
I don't think God jumps through their hoops.
No, I don't think so.
To put a soul in there.
So it's the more you get into it, the more questions you have. It's not that anyone has 100% of the answers, but I think that we've investigated enough that we have learned some things, which makes us want to search farther for more answers.
Do you think there is a reason that this time in history that we're hearing about increasing abductions and more of the reptilian agenda? Is there a correlation between this day and time?
Well, we're getting really close to the planet shift, and we're meridian lines, or what it's supposed to shift, I forget. Anyway, after the shift and what's coming, and it's a cyclical thing, the planet goes through this every so many thousand years, then everybody's vibrational pattern will raise. The reptilians are fighting for the time now because their vibration is lower, and they know that they might not survive this shift. So they're doing whatever they can to get whatever resources they can from us now.
Because time is short for them.
Time is short.
So they know, but you know what's weird is the humans on this planet, very few know this, and very few of the high people in high positions are telling anybody.
Right, but I think the people, the common everyday person, is starting to become aware of what's going on. And I just wish that more people would step forward and tell their stories so that the message gets out. Mm-hmm. And that's all we'd like to do, is get the message out that there is hope. No matter what happens, there is always hope.
As Sue said earlier, we do have a booklet online on www.thelightside.org, and the booklet is called How to Refuse Alien Abduction. And each one of us have had, entities, negative entities, interfere with us. So there is something you can do to refuse alien abduction or negative entities.
And if you want to find out more about reptilians, you can go online and look it up. In fact, when you Google reptilians, how to refuse alien abduction is on, you'll find it through that site or that search.
Okay.
Because we do talk about the reptilians in our booklet.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the only thing I would like to put in here is they're not the only ones that are abducting people. There are humans that are abducting people. And all I have to say about that is fight them. Fight tooth and nail, because no one has the right to abduct you. If your neighbor tried to abduct you, you would fight. So why would you not fight an alien that came in and tried to abduct you?
Yes, I think some people believe that because they are more advanced than us, maybe intellectually, then they have the right to over us, but they are not advanced over us spiritually. Obviously, if you come and try to invade a planet or, take the free will of people, you are not a highly advanced spiritual being. So.
Right, and with the grace too, this is an invasion.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not being more spiritually. I'm sorry if I'm hurting people. They're not more spiritually evolved at all. And if they're telling you that, that's because that's something they want you to hear and feel okay about. Stop and think what's really going on and why they're here. You got to use your brain.
Usually your first instinct tells you what's going on.
Right, use your brain, use your intuition. You're going to know that you want to get out of this. I mean, you don't have a choice. Even though you say you're going to be a participant, they already have you.
Why don't you explain what participant is? It's a new term, relatively new term in the UFO field.
Well, they're already being abducted, and they decide they're gonna just participate. So that it's making them.
It's giving permission.
Yes.
For the aliens to abduct you. A participant does not make it 50-50 on both ways.
I think it's like soothe a person by saying, "Oh, I'm gonna stay involved on my terms," but that usually doesn't happen. It's usually
that means
all aliens.
You're still involved. You still can't just walk away because they won't let you. The only way they'll let you is if you fight them and use God, because they know who God is.
And if you become a participant, or you say, "I'll do it on my terms," you've already given them permission to take you.
And I think what you have to do is say no and ask for help from the highest authority.
There's only one authority that's high and can stop that, and it's your faith in the Creator of all that will help you in these dire situations.
Well, that's all we have time for tonight on this edition of Outside the Box. I'd like to thank our guests tonight, Bonnie Meyer and Sue Roethlisberg.